Hello and welcome to 5 First Impressions. This is a series where I take a look at 5 games that I recently played for the first time and give my thoughts in less than 5 minutes. First up, here we have Ark, which is a game where you are putting animals onto a boat and then trying to meet certain restrictions. For example, the climate they live in, or the fact that they will be eaten by a certain animal. Things like that. You are also trying to balance the boat so that both sides are as level as possible. However, I didn't really find that that comes into play a lot. Most of the time you end up playing a card on one side and then immediately play a card on the other side to balance it out. So it's a lot of fiddliness for what amounts to a lot of nothing. This one is just a 6 out of 10. However, I could see a second edition perhaps improving things, but I don't know if that's something that's going to happen. Next up here we have Aquatica, which is a cool underwater game where you have a deck of character cards similar to Citadel's. However, in this game you can add new characters to that. So you're kind of building your hand of player powers, and then you use that to acquire cards which have little bubbles on them, and you slide them into this cool dual layered board, and as you slide the bubbles up you can combo different effects and eventually get the card all the way to the bottom where you will score it. And so a lot of interesting mechanics. I enjoyed this one. I give it an 8 out of 10. Next up here we have Bauer, which is named after the artist of the same name. I believe the art is public domain at this point. And it's an interesting little drafting game where some cards are played face down. Those are night cards, and then the day cards are played face up. So an interesting twist. However, I found that some of the iconography and just the art style made the game a little bit difficult to play. So I understand why they made that choice. I didn't really care for it. I would give this a 6 out of 10. Next up here we have Game of Phones. Game of Phones is a straight up party game. So similar to Apples to Apples, where the judge has a card, but instead of everyone else playing a card, everyone else finds something on their phone. It could be a photo or something from the internet. The rules say that it's up to interpretation, and the best card wins. So that's interesting. I liked it. I give it a 7 out of 10, but keep in mind that is within the context of a party game. There are also a few cards that are strange, such as text a random number or leave a voicemail for your ex. So just be aware of that. You can, of course, skip those like we did in our gameplay, and it didn't really affect it too much. Next up here we have The Hunger, which is a vampire-based deck building game from Richard Garfield. This one I was a little hesitant to play. It seemed a bit overwrought, and it kind of is in a way, but in a way that makes sense. So essentially you are going around and collecting humans. However, the humans clog up your deck because they slow you down. I guess vampires get bloated, but you can also get cards that speed you up. And the reason for that is that you want to make sure that you can go out into the town and then come back before the sun. So that's an interesting twist, because if you don't make it back, you basically lose. So The Hunger does have a lot of decisions in it. I definitely wouldn't recommend playing it if you or someone you play with is prone to analysis paralysis, because there are a lot of cards to choose from and a lot of options every turn. The game turn order is a bit finicky. Basically, whoever is the furthest away goes first, or is it the closest? I don't remember. Anyway, it's a little fiddly, but overall I enjoyed it more than I thought. I give it a 7 out of 10. It might be higher if I played it a few more times. So those are my thoughts on those 5 games. Let me know yours in the comments. Do you think I would change my mind if I played them some more? Once again, you've been watching Board Games, Bricks, and Hobbies. See you next time.